All right. So I'll be leaving Japan soon. It's the 15th today, and I'll be leaving on the 18th. I'll be going to Taiwan, Taichung, Taiwan. So yeah, what I'm doing, I'm gonna put a video up so you can see what I'm doing. Like I'm just showing my setup. It's kind of place is kind of messy because I'm getting ready to move, so I'm like packing up, deciding things that I need and I don't need. Um, But yeah, this is a pretty small setup, and I'm paying like three. I'm in the country, okay, in a town called Soma, and I'm paying 350 for this. So really, it's supposed to be like this, something like this small is supposed to be like 20,000 yen, which is like 130 or $40. But again, I'm paying 350. You know what I'm saying? So this is like it's a ripoff. I'm showing you how small it is. Um, And my setup in Taichung is like number one, I'm in the city center. I'm not in the country in the rice fields. I'm in the city center, and it's cheaper. Whereas I'm paying 350 here, I'm paying 260 between 260 and 280 there, and it's a bit bigger, And this is in the city center where all the action is and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Um, but I want to talk about the deposit. All right, like. Uh, I'm gonna give this place a good once over, but I ain't going all out. You put down a security deposit before you move in, so you put down like three times the rent, and that's what they want. And typically, that's kind of typical outside the United States because you ain't being charged as exorbitantly as you are in the United States. So this, they typically want three times the rent, and you're not getting none of that back. I have a friend that's from the UK. He said it's the same thing in the UK. Pretty much, you're not getting your deposit back. That's just a giant move-in fee. You know, Here what they're gonna do is they're gonna find a reason to not pay you your deposit. They're gonna find like something wrong here, and they're gonna exacerbate or they're gonna exaggerate the price. They're gonna charge exorbitantly for a little speck of dust somewhere. So basically it's gonna add up to your deposit. So that's their way of saying you're pretty much not getting your deposit back, right? So it's no point in me, trying to make this place spotless. Even one guy, he been out here 8 years. I don't know how he did that, but he been out here being an ALT, getting paid this little bit of money for 8 years, and he's seeing somebody out here. That's kind of what motivates a lot of guys. It's other guys out here that's staying in Japan making as little as they making with being an ALT or assistant assistant language teacher. They making like not that much, but they stand out here because they probably knocked somebody up or somebody got knocked up or whatever. They stand out here because of that. So anyway, he cleaned his place. He had to move, so he cleaned his place and made it spotless, right? And they still, not only did he not get his deposit back, but they end up charging him for something. I don't know what it was, but they end up charging this dude. You know, and if you decide to stay in a place, it's like if a year go by and now you got to renew your lease, right? If you decide to stay here, they're gonna charge you 40,000 yen, which is about let me see, like $280 to renew your lease. You know, so you already strapped for money, and now you got to pay an additional $280. That's need I say more? Um, so yeah, the price is definitely isn't worth it, especially being in the country. They should be charging you this. This is actually worth $120 or $140, and through the company I came, they pretty much ripping you off. So I'm not gonna tell them that I'm popping smoke. They just gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, the size is small, overpriced and everything is, and then the car you renting again that should be about between 120 and $140, but you paying 350 for it. That's another ripoff. Um, and then if you decide to stay, it's like if you decide to stay, like even the people that decide to stay in Japan because they met somebody, well, in order to break out of the English teaching, because that's pretty much all you're gonna be able to do. In order to break out of there, you have to learn Japanese. So even if you get married to somebody that changes your visa status, now you get PR or permanent residency. But still, even with marrying somebody, you still gotta be a certain level of Japanese, which I think is like 10 different levels you have to take tests for to complete, and they charge you for these tests. And even if you complete all that, you still, even people that learn Japanese, they still not really proficient in Japanese. And so once you get past that barrier, then you have that now it's to getting a job, and Japan has a different work culture. They don't, they do things a certain way that you're going to be working long hours. You're going to be, working hard mostly. And sometimes it's busy work. Like I said, they want you there, but even if nothing's going on and it's looked down on to leave before your boss and all that crap. So now, then you got to deal with the work culture here, which is like just terrible. They wonder why their population is dropping. Japan could fix this, but they just stubborn. It's ran by a gang of old people, and they just really stubborn, set in their ways. So even if you like get married and your visa status gets changed and you learn Japanese, uh, your job prospects are still dismal. It's still it can happen, but do you want to put in that effort to? And then like of course you learn Japanese. Where are you going to be able to use Japanese anywhere else in the world? My recommendation is to, like, if you want to come to Japan, what I would recommend is if you want to teach ESL, and this is only in regards to ESL. If someone's doing engineering or computer science and stuff, they in a different ball game. But what I would recommend is if you want to be an ESL teacher, teach in like Taiwan, teach in China, teach somewhere else because they give you more days off. The work is not as hard, and like I think in Southeast Asia, some countries in Southeast Asia, you're only working 4 hours, but you're getting paid more than what you make here. So with that money and all that time off, you can always visit Japan. Japan is a great place to visit, but it's a terrible place to live. You can, even if they were to pay me more money, I still wouldn't want to stay here just because of the work culture, which is terrible, So, and you meet good people. It's not just all bad and stuff like that. I'm just, I guess I am focusing on the bad things, but it's like, some good things, but it's like it's hardly any if you like in the country and you can't really interact like other people in Japan. Like I said, it's some apartment buildings that have nothing but ALTs in there. So you could interact with other people. You can kind of learn the ways, learn the ropes and stuff like that. But you can't really do that. Like I'm the only person, only ALT in this building. So it's only one other ALT that I know that I talk to regularly. And it's another ALT that's a jet, but she getting ready to leave. And it's another ALT, which is the girlfriend of the guy that I know. So those are like, I mean, it's other ALTs around that you meet and stuff, but it's like we kind of spread out, especially in Fukushima. But in Ibaraki, I think it's Ibaraki, the prefecture that's north of Tokyo. Like it's a building where the guy that I know down there, he says it's nothing but ALTs in that building, and they do things together. They have barbecues together. You have people you can consult on different things. People that have been here longer that know more things than you. So you can just go out, knock on their door, and say, "Hey, man, I was wondering how you do this," and then and everything they send you. I want to show you, like, this you can just run this through Google Translate and stuff. But everything letter that they send you in Japan, especially if it's from the government or something dealing with immigration and stuff, they'll never send you nothing in English. They're gonna send you everything. It'll be real easy to just run this through Google Translate and put it out. That would be very helpful. They're not gonna do none of that. Everything is in Japanese, and this is just the garbage, how they want you to separate the garbage. Look at this. You got to separate, you got different bags you're supposed to use for different types of garbage and stuff. So you got to separate the garbage. If you don't, I don't really, you don't got to be all crazy with it. At first I thought like, dang, I got to, be real crazy with this, but you don't have to be all crazy with it. But generally this is how they want it, or they won't take the garbage. So this is, look at all this, and then they got the days and all that stuff. It's all in Japanese and stuff. You got to figure it out. Every letter they send you from the government or whatever important letter they send you, it's all going to be in Japanese. So you take your phone and you go into the Google Translate app. I mean, some people don't know this, but you go to the Google Translate app and you hit the camera option. And when you hit the camera option, it'll translate for you in real time the writing that's on this confusing paper and stuff like that. And I think I said this already. I don't know. I'll probably cut it out if I already said it. But where are you going to use Japanese? Outside of Japan. Where are you going to use it? Where are you going to use Chinese outside of Japan? Well, if you go to any Chinatown, which Chinatowns are all over the world, and you got Macau, you got Hong Kong, you got Taiwan. Of course, I said Taiwan. And where else? Singapore. I mean, even though Chinese is not the official language, it's a lot of Chinese speaking people there. So it's a lot of other places you can use Chinese. And even in like Vietnam, if you go to Vietnam or Thailand, it's to me more beneficial learning those languages than learning Japanese. nobody's really trying to learn Japanese or Korean. Just being real, you ain't gonna use Korean really outside of Korea unless you just really like the K-pop and K dramas and K movies and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to say that though. Even like learning Japanese is still um, and paying all the money to take all the tests and stuff like that. So even if you marry somebody and you get PR status, you're still going to be kind of your job prospects is still dismal. And Japanese is unnecessarily hard. Chinese is a lot easier. I recommend going to another country and then visiting Japan, but not coming here to live in Japan and teach English. Yeah, and then like the recap on this is that you're not getting your deposit back, so it's $1,000 you're not getting back. They're gonna find a reason, find a way, no matter if I was to clean this place top to bottom. So that's why I'm only giving it a once over, and then I pop smoke and I'm out. My company doesn't know when I'm leaving. Actually, they know that I plan to leave, but they don't know exactly when, and I'm not gonna tell them. Let them figure it out. So anyway, I'm gonna end it right there. Later.